Be happy about it though. If you won with 2-7 offsuit,
but man,
and somebody had pocket aces and you still found a way to beat them, are you going to be like, I can't believe I won that?
No,
or are you going to take your money,
Zimmer
go home,
and the players can feel
tell
great
your wife to buy some more chicken fingers.
They're back to 6-6. I get it. They're still in the playoff hunt, but
celebrating and raising canes.
But realistically,
you're going to take care of it.
They've won 5. It's weird to win 5 of 6 and still feel kind of like gut punched. They've beaten one team with a winning record, and they are just struggling against garbage teams. I mean, you'll take it.
They won.
Clearly, you'll take it.
Yep.
But, man, this is just like the Panthers game. I felt like both teams deserve to lose.
I'm just saying.
God, the Jags are bad.
They are.
What the hell is Minshew doing on the bench?
They're the best 1-10 team in the NFL.
Yeah, whatever that means. Honestly, what kind
they're
of
also
nonsense
the only 1-10 team
where the coach says that Mike Glennon gives them the best chance to win? With Minshew healthy on the bench, put him in the game. What are the Jags? We are so lucky the last 2 weeks that Matt Rule blew the final 2 minutes with the Panthers last week.
Yep.
And that Jacksonville just said, we're going to give you Glennon.
Yeah.
Right? Minshew's been out over a month. And Minshew's not Tom Brady. I get it. He's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's better than Mike Glennon. We're getting lucky, man, against really bad teams, 10-point favorites, and they had us on the ropes.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about guard Minshew, if you look at it, I think their biggest thing was inopportune interceptions. And so I think they felt like against Mike Zimmer's defense and the fact that Glennon had already played last week, let's just go with it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We can win. And he almost pulled it off. Like, he literally almost won this game. I mean, if you look at all the mistakes that happened and everything, that led up to the overtime. So, I mean, that's just what they wanted, a veteran in there, a calm voice, I guess you'll say.
Whatever that is.
6'6".
They're trying to lose. Think about it. And the Jets almost won, right? Without a miraculous Ruggs touchdown late.
Yeah.
The Jets almost got on the board and got their first win of the year. They found a way to snatch defeat from out of the jaws of victory. Yeah. Right. But for a second there, I'm like, if Jacksonville wins this game, it's a disaster for the Jags.
It's funny, when the Jets scored and went up by 4, the very next play, the receiver fumbled. It's almost like somebody from the booth at the stadium said, hey, the Jets might win. We do not need to win this game because we can get that first round pick and get Trevor Lawrence and get rid of both these yahoos. And so, yeah, it's just football though. The Vikings did enough to go to 6-6. They are now mathematically in the playoffs, and they need the Cardinals to lose to the Rams tonight.
This is Vikings Fanline. I'm Corey Cove. That's Ron Johnson. But let's go back to Greg Coleman, who's with Adam Thielen.
And he had a huge hand in today's win. 8 receptions for 75 yards and a huge TD. Adam, first of all, it's got to feel good to be back after watching the game at home last week.
Absolutely. It felt good walking in the building and being able to be around my teammates and go play football again.
This team keeps believing, we talk about it all the time, keep believing regardless to how it looks. Today wasn't pretty, but you got it done.
Yeah, a W is a W. Obviously, the mood in the locker room was, just kind of weird because it was such a weird game. But, the message was, hey, a W is a W, but we can always get better, which is great. You come off a victory and you can look at things and say, hey, we could have played a heck of a lot better. That's always a good thing.
Jacksonville was determined to shut down the run, which opens up the passing game. Latter part of the game, Kirk found you guys in a lot of open spots.
Yeah, Kirk does such a great job of giving us opportunities to make plays. And, when you have a guy like Justin across you, that guy's, I told one of the DBs in the game, the guy's serious now. He's not just a rookie out there making plays. He's the real deal. And you see it week in, week out. It's consistent. I just love the way that he plays this game, and it's fun to be part of.
Football is a game of matchups. And on defense, when you see a rookie corner, does your eyes get glazed, and do you light up, and do you go back and tell Kirk like the guys used to do back in the day, hey man, I got a rook on me, match it up, throw it up, let's toast him?
Well, I always say that no matter who's over there, but no, honestly, it probably makes it harder because the expectation level is a little bit higher that you're going to make the play. But sometimes it's nice to go against a lockdown corner because you just go play free and not worry about being perfect.
Well, you made some plays today, Adam, 8 for 75 and the big TD catch. Welcome back. Congratulations. You're 6-6, Tampa Bay next week. Enjoy the win. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. I appreciate it. Back to work.
Guys, that's Adam Thielen, 6 for 75, 1 TD. And the Vikings are going to, like I say, it wasn't pretty, but a win is a win.
All right, thanks, Greg. 27-24 in overtime. The Vikings get to 6-6. The Jags fall to 1-11. Have we not heard an official ruling on Thielen's COVID yet, or is that just going to be a secret forever? He's just not going to admit that he had it.
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, but I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure he did have it.
Well, everybody knows that he had it, but why wouldn't he just admit it? It's so weird. Just say it, man. Who cares?
I was going to give you another poker analogy, but I won't.
Yeah, that's all right. 651-989-5326 or 1-800-320-5326. We might hear from another player or two in the locker room, and we'll take your calls for the next handful of hours because, of course, we lead up to Vikings overtime. So still plenty of Vikings coverage. They win by 3 in overtime against the Jags. That's Ron. I'm Corey, and this is Minnesota Vikings football.
It's Chris Hockey. When builders and remodelers told me they professionally install best-in-market quality windows and doors at great prices, I said, well, you got to prove it because I need them both. And did they ever? I love what Builders and Remodelers has done for my home, and you will too. And right now, you can save up to $350 per window or door with no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2022. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com for details. That's buildersandremodelers.com. Nobody does it better. Let them prove it to you.
The Minnesota Vikings count on knowledgeable coaches to bring out the best in their team. Your organization should count on Loeffler, the most knowledgeable office technology and services partner in the Midwest, to deliver innovative solutions and get the best results from your team. Loeffler operates and supports a full portfolio of solutions, including copiers and printers, managed print services, cloud-based and managed IT, phone systems, and on-site managed services solutions. Loeffler is your most valuable partner for innovative business technology and services in the Upper Midwest.
Meet Vikings superfan Ragin' Reggie. Before Sleep Number, Reggie wasn't so raging.
Let's go, team.
But Reggie and his wife just got the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed. It's temperature balancing, so they can sleep better together.
Nice.
Reggie used to have trouble falling asleep.
Okay, big game tomorrow.
Now, the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed gently warms their feet to help them fall asleep faster. Now, meet the new Reggie. Save up to $1,000 on the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, official sleep and wellness partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, who's ready to go to soccer, huh?
Yes.
It started as a normal Saturday, but then...
Oh, no. Sounds like the battery.
That's when their plans took a turn for the worse.
Oh, I knew I should have had the battery checked.
Dad, look at the birds.
Those are vultures.
Don't let a bad battery turn your day into a B-rated horror film. Get your battery checked today. Need a new one? Reach for what works. A battery from FVP. Verified, proven.
The Vikings postgame conversation continues tomorrow on my show. It's Paul Allen, weekdays 9 to noon on FM 100.3 KFAN.
3rd and 8. Glennon back to pass. Fires over the middle. Intercepted by the Pickman. Harry the Hitman, the Pickman, has turned over the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is his team-leading 4th interception this season, and he has 27 in his career. And with 7:13 to go in overtime, the Vikings are in Jags territory. We got to close on this thing right now. Bailey from 23 to walk off. Snap spot. Bailey! 6th win. The Vikings win 27-24. Bailey walks off a winner for the first time in his kicking career with the Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome back to Minnesota Vikings fan line. They, I guess, luckily is the right word. Find a way to win. Sure, the Jags got a little bit lucky down the stretch with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. But man, Dan Bailey misses a billion kicks today, but not the one that mattered the most. Much like Chad Beebe a week ago got redemption, Dan Bailey gets redemption.
Yeah, that was
today.
my tweet today.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. 3-run
I do not follow you on Twitter.
I know you don't.
So I didn't see that, so I didn't steal your take. But yeah, a little back-to-back redemption week.
You don't follow me on Twitter. Anthony LaPanta is my play-by-play guy on college football. He doesn't follow me on Twitter. I don't know what it is.
You know what's weird, though? So there are so many, like, you are followed by so many people that I follow that you almost end up on my timeline anyway.
Thank you.
Really...
Thank you, people that Corey follows.
The only way to eliminate you is just block everybody that I currently follow, because I see almost all of your tweets, but it's just not guaranteed. You see how it works.
Yeah, it's 3-Ron Johnson on Twitter.
Oh, I know. I'm definitely aware of that. Saul and Blaine, how are you doing?
How you still doing?
Oh, we're doing okay.
No, you stole my thunder, Corey. Honestly, we'll take a bad win over a good loss. I completely agree. If Minshew plays that whole game, we lose. I mean, it's just
I mean, I know we're down Kendricks, but that doesn't excuse a 1-10 team. And it's a win for the Jaguars. I mean, literally, they got the best of both worlds. I mean, they literally got to, if they wanted to win, you start Minshew, but they want to hold their standing in the top 2 spots. But it's that's just a really, I mean, we pull this crap the next 4 weeks, we're going 0-4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's just no way around it. I mean, I get you down players, COVID, this and that, but yeah, Corey, you nailed it. That's probably the plot point of the next 2 hours for you guys. I mean, if Minshew starts, we lose that game.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Glennon has absolutely no mobility at all. I mean, Minshew probably would have, whatever, Uncle Rico would have carved us up, man.
All right, thanks for the call. So yeah,
or he probably would have thrown interceptions.
The Kendricks thing changes everything, right?
It does.
Do we have any idea if this is just a 1-game bit or if this is a serious concern?
It was like the way he did the crossover, and then it was like a weird step, and then he literally hopped. So the scary thing about that is that's usually that's a pop, like a pull or a pop when you are doing nothing, and then he kind of reached for his calf and limped off. So I hope it's just like one of those, I've done that playing basketball where you tweak your calf a little bit, you literally rest your body for a full week, and then that next week you come back and play again and you're fine. So hopefully, and again, he's a pro. He knows, he doesn't have to practice right now this late in the season. I mean, I've seen Ray Lewis miss an entire week of practice and then come back the next week and have 20 tackles. So he can do it. He just has to, rest his body, get in the cold tub, ice and stem at home, do all the stuff that Sugarman's going to ask him to do. And then hopefully he can go, because the Bucs, you're going to need them.
So I get it. They've won 5 out of 6, right? The Vikes, they're back in this at 6-6. But if you look back, the only legitimate win on the year is the Green Bay Packers when you went at Green Bay, when you were like a touchdown plus underdog and you found a way to win. But in the last month and change, you beat Nick Foles.
Yep.
You lost to Andy Dalton. You barely beat a garbage Teddy Bridgewater, and you barely beat a garbage Mike Glennon. I mean, they are not only lucky that they're finding ways to win against these bad teams, they're lucky that they aren't running up against anybody that can quarterback these football teams. That changes, of course, next week at Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. And in a couple of weeks, we'll see if Drew Brees is back. But it goes Tampa, Chicago, New Orleans, and Detroit. 3 of those 4 on the road. The only home game remaining is the Bears.
Right. Yeah. And they have to, I mean, I said it, 2 weeks ago? They have to go 5-1 or 4-2, and they're on pace.
It's close.
They can beat the Bears and the Lions, and then the Bucs and Saints. That's 4-2. You lose to them. You beat them. You beat one of them.
But the Kendricks thing changes everything.
It does, and that's what I'm saying. And honestly, the thought process behind this might be the Bucs are night and day. So you may rest them for the Bucs and then get them back for the Saints.
Maybe. Let's go back to the locker room. Greg's with Troy Dye.
You guys are 6-6. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It means a lot, to come 500. That was our goal this week, is to get to 6-6 and move forward with a big playoff hope.
And when a guy like Eric Kendricks goes out, and you find that out right at the start of the game, you came in 4 tackles, you're in the mix a whole lot. What does that do emotionally? Because Eric is the emotional leader on defense. He's a quarterback on that defense.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Eric means a lot to the defense. Like you say, he's a quarterback of the defense. He's the heart and soul. So when he went down before the game, I mean, we kind of already knew that you just got to step up and go with it. So Ewa took over that emotional role on the field and really made a lot of calls out there. And I just had to step up and fill in the role and play my best and make sure there was no drop-off.
And when you fill it in like that, no drop-offs, that means adjustments are all over the place when especially after the first couple of series.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to be prepared throughout the week. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, so you always have to be sharp and watching your tape and listen to coaches and be in your playbook and stuff like that, so that way when the opportunity does come and it arises, you're able to fall back to your training and be able to perform well.
And I'm glad you said that, because as a young player, opportunities sometimes are rare, especially with the linebacker core that we have. But preparation, talk about that during the course of the week.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Zim does a great job with this during the week, breaking down film and helping us point out different things. And, you just got to watch him, especially with these older guys with EK, Will. I mean, either Anthony comes around and we'll chop it up with us from time to time. But, I mean, just to watch those guys, the way they prepare and the way they do things is kind of great to just follow in their footsteps and see what they do and kind of pick their brain they kind of just give you all the answers. I mean, they're open books, and they just want to see everybody succeed and be the best player they can be.
Saw you coming in this morning. You said that you were fired up. You were ready to go. Your eyes were glazed, not even knowing that EK wouldn't be able to go. Hey, man, congratulations. You guys are 6-6, a big one next week. Even if EK can't go, I know the coaches feel pretty good about you, Troy Dye, stepping in.
Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations, buddy.
More of Minnesota Vikings fan line after this. That's Ron Johnson. I'm Corey Coe. Vikings win 27-24 over the Jags, and this is Minnesota Vikings football.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps you move water, improve water, and enjoy water for happier, healthier lives. From great-tasting water straight from the kitchen faucet to energy-efficient pumping solutions and everywhere in between, we bring water to life. Visit Pentair.com to learn how you can untap the benefits of better water. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
80 years ago, a small group of doctors in the Twin Cities banded together with a simple promise to make healthcare better for everyone. One by one, the doctors earned the trust of families and communities across the state. Today, you know them as Twin Cities Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider of the Minnesota Vikings. With over 35 clinics and 8 urgent care locations across the metro, TCO still keeps the North strong, one patient at a time. Learn more at TCOMN.com.
What's going on, everyone? Ben Lieber here, former Minnesota Viking. Let me tell you, I can't get my day started without a cup or 2 or 3 of Caribou coffee. And not just because it's official coffee of the Minnesota Vikings, it's the perfect warm pick-me-up for these chilly mornings. Whether you brew your favorite beans at home or you venture out to your local store, just remember to use your Caribou Mobile Perks app. It'll help you order ahead and skip the line. By selecting the drive-thru or curbside, you won't even have to leave your warm car. However you choose to get your boo, Caribou Coffee is here to fuel your daily adventures.
We are rubes like you, and we talk Vikings football every day, too. Join us weekdays 9 to noon. Now back to Vikings football.
Lennon, empty backfield, shotgun, 3 receivers left. Mike stands tall in the pocket because he's 6'7", and we have an interception. It is an interception by Cam Dantzler. He ripped the ball away from a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and for Cam Dantzler, that's his first National Football League interception. 2nd and 6. Lennon under center, back to pass. It's a quickie to the right side. Chris Conley caught it, and he dropped it. And the Minnesota Vikings have turned over the Jaguars again. It is Cam Dantzler. He has an interception and a fumble recovery. And with 5.5 minutes to go in the game, Minnesota leads 21-16. Cam Dantzler.
Hey, Ron, I'm almost always more concerned about who stripped the ball as opposed to who recovered it, right? Because that's the play. The play is the strip, not necessarily the recovery.
Right.
In that case, he did both.
Yeah.
Stripped it and held onto it.
Yeah, he had a day.
Awesome.
He had a
great game.
Yeah, like he's shown us one, what he can be. We've seen in the past in practice, everybody talk about him and Adam Thielen, and you're finally starting to see it in the game a little bit. Like, it sucks they didn't have a preseason this year because I think he could have been really good by the time he faced Julio Jones and the Falcons and some of the mistakes he made early, and the DK Metcalf, when he let DeKalen just, run by himself and everybody's wondering, why aren't you covering the guy? Like, those are the things that he's starting to learn now and figure it out. You could even see him in cover 2, dropping underneath the corner route and forcing a tough throw to Glennon. Like, all those little things that early, they were just sitting in 2 and letting balls go over their head like, oh, that's not my guy. And now Zimmer's kind of got him dialed in.
How many 1-in-5 teams have ever made the postseason? It's got to be like 3 or 4 ever, right?
Stats guys.
Because,
somebody brought that up before, though, when the Vikings, like, what their chances were. I remember that. It was
the joke that Tennessee and Common use every year, and it's true, right? Statistically, if you start 0-2, what is it? Maybe Brandon knows it. It's like a, 18% chance or something? You're already in a huge hole if you lose the first 2.
Right.
So if 0-2 is in the teens, 1-5 has to be just a disaster, right? So my guess is it's 2 or 3 or 4 teams ever have started 1-5 and made the postseason. The difference, slightly different scenario this year is 7 teams get in this year. So if the Vikings find a way to win, they might have the advantage of having a 7th opportunity, but still. To go from 1-5 and then win 5 out of your next 6 and immediately flip it to 6-6 with 4 to go is pretty crazy.
Yeah, all you need is a chip, chair, and a chance.
Even with the garbage schedule and these garbage quarterbacks, we will take it.
You pick them up, play them, and that's how you got to do it.
Jim in Aberdeen. Hi, Jim.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Fine.
Ron, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Shoot.
It seems to me that we're playing not to lose. I mean, the Dallas game, we had a lead twice, and we lost it. Carolina, we got lucky. This game, we had 3 straight possessions. And the play calling is throwing the ball 10, 15 yards when all we need to do is move the chains with little dink and dunk passes. Can you explain to me the offensive play calling by Kubiak?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the call, by the way. I don't think they're playing to lose or not to lose or whatever. I think most teams play not to lose. I mean, that seems kind of redundant. But if you look at the last play, the deep ball to Justin Jefferson, they were trying to win the game. You look at the deep ball to Adam Thielen, they were trying to win the game to close it out. Bringing Dalvin Cook back on the field and saying, Dan Bailey, get off the field, they were going to go for it and try to win the game. Like, they're trying, it's just not happening. Alexander Mattison, they tried to win the game in Seattle. He didn't get the 1 yard. Like, they're trying to win. He's calling the plays. The players have to execute. Like, you got to do the things to win the game. So you can't put that on the coaches.
Let me ask you one quick hypothetical, game theory-esque question.
Yep.
They temporarily sent Dan Bailey out there on 2nd down. They changed their mind, right? How would you have felt about that, considering Dan Bailey had the game that he had, 2 missed extra points, and that really bad miss from 50 or 51 or whatever it was? How would you have felt with, 2-yard line, 1-yard line? Where were they at? If they had sent Bailey out on 2nd down and not 3rd?
So my 9-year-old was sitting there screaming, like, why are we putting the kicker out there? And so I kind of felt that way too. I'm like, you're the momentum of Dalvin Cook and falling for 1 yard and 1 yard and getting a touchdown, it's pretty high up there. I didn't like the fake goal and the hard count. There's no point of doing it at that point. Like, if you get them to jump off sides, I think Jeremiah Searles tweeted that. If you get them to jump off sides, you're getting a half, like, it's going half the distance of the goal.
Right, but you're trying to get them to jump to get the free play, not the yardage.
But you don't get a free play if they jump. But if you're running the ball and a defensive lineman actually comes across and touches, you can't snap it and try to throw the ball or run.
Right, if he comes across and touches,
they're gonna snap it and they're gonna blow it dead.
Right.
Like, they're not gonna let the play happen versus
contact.
in the open field. Correct.
Right.
And so most guys know, even the defenders know, they know if they jump, just go ahead and touch them because it doesn't matter. Like, we're already at the 2, so we're going to put them at the 1. Yeah, big deal. Or we're at the 1, you're going to put them at the half-inch line. Big deal. So I personally would have wanted them to keep going for it, but I would have
until 3rd, right? Because you in case there's a bad snap,
Correct.
3rd down is obviously the right play. What if Bailey had a perfect game? Before this,
I'd say no problem.
Then you feel good about the 2nd down, or you still give it to Dalvin?
I say let's
second?
go win it now, and because Dalvin had the fumble. So then, what if him and Kirk have a bad exchange again? I mean, I think people were still gasping for air at that too. Every time they saw, here we go again. There's something. The other shoe's going to drop. The Vikings are going to find a way to let us down because that's what they do. And you can see all Twitter. It's like bipolar Twitter for Vikings fans. You see everybody yelling, fire Zimmer, they suck. Then they win. Oh my God, I had so much faith in them the whole game. I knew they could do it. I love this team. We're in the playoffs.
Boy, it's
Let's
a
go.
cesspool.
Skull.
The Vikings do win, though, in overtime by 3 on a Dan Bailey field goal. We'll take more of your phone calls after this. A couple more hours of Vikings coverage here locally in the Twin Cities. If you want to continue to listen to the show, just check out the iHeartRadio app. We'll talk more about that next segment. This is the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network, driven by Polaris.
Medtronic and the Minnesota Vikings know the value of teamwork on and off the field. That's why, along with the Medtronic Foundation, we're joining forces to recognize the tremendous teamwork demonstrated by nonprofit organizations who are providing healthcare and critical services to people affected by COVID-19. And during this season, as we're reminded of those who give so much and ask for nothing in return, take a moment and consider contributing to a nonprofit organization to keep their important work thriving in our communities. Together, we can build a healthier and stronger Minnesota.
What do you call a group of friends getting together week after week for the past 60 years to toast each other with Miller Lite and chant "Skol" at the top of their lungs while donning horns on their heads and covering themselves in purple? You call it Miller time in Minnesota. Celebrating 60 seasons of the Minnesota Vikings. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2020 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
When the world changes, you change with it. You push through uncertainty by embracing new rhythms and redefining connection. At Sanford Health, we're standing with you at every point along the way, committed to delivering the care you need when you need it. Because even when your world looks different, you can be confident we've taken every step to keep you safe while you're in our care. Call your local clinic or visit sanfordhealth.org to make an appointment.
I'm Marcus, and I'm a contractor. When I put new windows in my home, I used Anderson 400 series windows because they're a snap to install. And as a homeowner, I only want the best. So if I installed anything less, I'd have to call myself and say, "What were you thinking?" And I'd say back, "I guess I wasn't." And who wants to have that conversation with themselves? So just go with Anderson 400 series. They're better for contractors and homeowners.
Anderson 400 series windows. The window contractors trust most in their own homes. Based on 2018 survey of contractors about Anderson 400 series clad windows.
The Twin Cities home for Vikings talk. FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
First and 10 from the 40 from under center. Cousins play action. Oh, he threw it right to Joe Schobert, who heads to the 20 and heads to the end zone with a defensive touchdown. Joe Schobert, fifth year from Wisconsin, caught a Cousins pass intended for Cook, and Jacksonville has taken a 15-6 lead. First and goal, Vikings from the 1, leading 19-16 into the fourth quarter. Dalvin, the tailback, C.J. Hammond, motion to the left. Kirk takes the snap, gives it to Dalvin. He stumbles, he dropped it, and the Jaguars have turned over the Vikings. At the 1-yard line, Minnesota with an opportunity to take a lead and make it a 2-score lead. Dalvin dropped the ball, and Miles Jack comes out of the cluster with the football, and Jacksonville has it back at the 2.
Yeah, the voice of Paul Allen. You heard it right here on the Vikings Radio Network. The Vikings hold on and win in overtime, 27-24 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've never played football in my life, right? Outside of a playground.
Never?
Well, not outside of like playground football, but I never played organized football.
So you never put on pads when you were a kid?
No, dude. I was like, a super short, unbelievably scrawny, skinny, just dork. There's no way I was going to be able to.
Like the kid from, what was that movie? Little Giants with the glasses?
Not that bad.
Okay.
That's probably an exaggeration. But no, it just, I was a bad basketball player. I'm like, if I'm going to suck, let's just be bad at one sport, not two.
Are you still bad at basketball?
I haven't played in a long time. I was always just okay, though.
Okay.
Can't dribble left. Pretty deadly with the right hand.
Like
though.
Zoolander?
Yeah, I can't turn left. What was I talking about again? Oh, never really played organized football, but even everybody knows this. I needed to see that replay once and knew that Dalvin had closed the window, right? That was Dalvin's fault on that exchange, not Kirk's. Dalvin closed his arms before Kirk put it into his chest.
Yeah.
You can't close the window.
Right. But so the whole thought process of the handoff from quarterback to running back. Kirk, if you know it's a straight handoff, and again, every coach teaches is different. What I was always told, even as a receiver taking it, the quarterback's job is to actually see it and put it into the belly. Like you have to, it almost like it hit Dalvin's hand and Kirk let it go. So I don't know if he thought the hand was like he felt pressure from the hand and thought it was, okay, I'm going to let this go. Because even if it hits his hand, Kirk should still have his hand on the ball to push through that to get to his stomach. But again, that could have been Dalvin knocking out his hand. But from what I was always told is, you got to keep the gate open, but the quarterback has to put it in there. Like you go in there.
Got it. Just looked like he closed the old window.
He might have.
Dave in Minneapolis.
Hey guys, Dave Ehrlich, how are you today?
Great.
Good. Hey Ron, quick question, then I've got a quick comment for you guys about the bad wins against bad quarterbacks. So the caller called a little bit earlier about the play calling. The one thing that's frustrating for us Viking fans, though, is that when you do have the end of the game there and you've got a 3rd and 5 or a 4th and 5, I don't understand why they choose to they'll throw the bomb downfield when you only need 5 yards, Ron, and you can throw the ball and get a quick 5 yards. That seems to me like you want to do that versus throwing 40 yards downfield. The comment, though, quickly, Corey, before I hang up and listen, is, guys, we can sit there and say that we've beaten bad quarterbacks, and we have, absolutely. But you look at Pittsburgh, they're, 11-0, and they've played nothing but probably except for one team. I think they played bad teams. But would you guys agree that in the NFL, any given Sunday, that, hey, we'll take a win when you can get it, whether it's a bad quarterback or a good quarterback, you still have to win the game. I'll hang up a listen.
Thanks for the call. Yeah, but I'm not saying you shouldn't beat bad teams, right? That's exactly what Pittsburgh's doing. You're playing the teams that are in front of you, and you're 11-0 or whatever. That's great. I'm just saying, if you're excited about winning 5 out of 6, and a lot of Vikings fans are because we're back in the playoff race, I still think, what is it for, right? Is this a Super Bowl caliber team that had injuries early in the season and then got some people healthy and now they're back on track? No, right? In fact, we seem to be losing more people, right? A lot of the big names aren't coming back, like Danielle Hunter, right? If we lose Kendricks for the rest of the year,
which is scary,
right? Super scary. It's you are crawling back to relevancy because you have an easy schedule, which is great. It's fine, right? It gives us something to talk about. If you weren't in the Trevor
and you have
Lawrence,
the best quarterback in football in November.
I mean, come on.
He's also just as good as Drew Brees, Tom Brady. I mean, did you see that list?
In your mind, right? That he's got a better quarterback rating in the fourth quarter than Patrick Mahomes.
No, not that one. The one that it's Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning, and then Kirk Cousins.
For what?
Those 5. I think it's like games with 300 or seasons with 3,000 yards or something, 25 touchdowns. Kirk's done it 6 times. Those other guys have done it more than him, but Kirk is the 5th best quarterback in NFL history with 3,000-yard games or seasons and 25-plus touchdowns in a season. Just saying. Elite. He's an elite quarterback.
Top 5. Huh?
It's top 5.
At this point, we're going to let the network go, and we're going to try to catch back up to be back on schedule to get overtime up and running by 5:30. We're still going to try to do that, but we still have another 45 minutes or so of Vikings Fan Line. If you want to continue to listen to the show, you can download the iHeartRadio app on your phone. It's a free app. Otherwise, if you have it, just click on that if you're somewhere out there on the Vikings Radio Network. Otherwise, in the Twin Cities, you can just keep listening to the Fan for the next couple of hours. The Vikings do win, and they're back up to 6-6. They win 27-24 over Jacksonville. Next Sunday at noon right here on the Fan, they are at Tom Brady and Gronk in Tampa Bay. And your guy, Tyler Johnson, right?
Oh, yeah.
The Buccaneers, Antoine Winfield Jr.
He hasn't played much since Antonio Brown got there, though.
Not even so. So Buccaneers, Bears, Saints, and Lions are the last 4 as the Vikings fight for a playoff spot. We'll take more of your phone calls at 651-989-5326 or 1-800-320-5326. This has been the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network, driven by Polaris.
Hi, I'm professional wide receiver Adam Thielen. As a kid growing up in small-town Minnesota, I dreamed where football could take me. From the beginning, I relied on my team. My mom and dad were my biggest supporters, in the stands at every game. In high school, college, and beyond, my teammates lifted me up, pushed me to be better at every step, and helped me make my dream a reality. It wasn't always easy, but with determination, faith, and a strong support system, I've been able to achieve that childhood dream. And if there's one thing I've learned along the way, it's that a dream is only as good as the people by your side when you reach it. Just like a professional athlete, every business owner needs a team they can count on. A team to help them realize their dreams, celebrating the wins, and learning from the losses along the way. From startup to passing on your legacy and the challenges in between, Choice Bank is your financial team through anything. Choice Bank, member FDIC, and always people first.
Signs you should. Brought to you by Randy's Electric. Those crackling sounds in your basement said you searching for an intruder, but you didn't find an intruder. Instead, you found your electrical panel sparking. So you smashed it with a wrench. Then the panel caught fire, and you lost your wrench. And now you're in an ambulance, and your spouse is with you. And they're reminding you that you should have had Randy's Electric replace that panel years ago. This has been a sign you should call Randy's Electric. Get the job done right the first time. Online at randyselectric.com. That's randyselectric.com.
Amazon has immediate roles available near you for the upcoming holiday season. Do you want to join a team who understands that picking out items for those who can't is important, rewarding work? Help make someone's every day this holiday season while working in a friendly environment that offers competitive, steady pay, benefits, and flexible shifts available. Come see what's in your market and get paid to shop. Visit Amazon.com/apply. That's Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, it's Mus, and it's football night, and that means it's Carboni's Pizza Night. Listen, we all have that family member or friend that always talks while the game is on. Well, get Carboni's Pizza. It's so delicious that Talkie Talkerson over there will be too busy enjoying Carboni's Pizza to be able to chew your ear off. Carboni's Pizza can save your football nights. Tons of Twin Cities locations and a handful in western Wisconsin. Carboni's Pizza. Pizza the whole family loves since 1954.
It's Chris Hockey. When builders and remodelers told me they professionally install best-in-market quality windows and doors at great prices, I said, well, you got to prove it because I need them both. And did they ever? I love what Builders and Remodelers has done for my home, and you will too. And right now, you can save up to $350 per window or door with no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2022. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com for details. That's buildersandremodelers.com. Nobody does it better. Let them prove it to you.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
Here at Dos Equis, we're proposing a makeup holiday for all this year's missed holidays. St. Patrick de Mayo of Independence Day. Dos Equis, a most interesting beer. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas White Plains, New York. Copyright 2020.
It's Chris Hockey. When builders and remodelers told me they professionally install best-in-market quality windows and doors at great prices, I said, well, you got to prove it because I need them both. And did they ever? I love what Builders and Remodelers has done for my home, and you will too. And right now, you can save up to $350 per window or door with no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2022. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com for details. That's buildersandremodelers.com. Nobody does it better. Let them prove it to you.
Vikings Fan Line now continues on FM 100.3 KFAN and the Fan Radio Network. Vikings Fan Line on The Fan is presented by the Greater Twin Cities Honda Dealers, Advanced Imaging, by Randy's Electric, Minnesota Laborers Union, and by Youngsteds. To join in on the conversation on Fan Line, call 651-989-KFAN. Or 800-320-5326. Now it's your reaction to all the action. Vikings Fan Line. Along with Ron Johnson, here's KFAN's Corey Cove.
All right, welcome back to Minnesota Vikings Fan Line. I'm Corey Cove from the Power Trip Morning Show. That's former Gopher and NFL wide receiver Ron Johnson. He's all over Fox now. You can catch him on, I don't know, a whole bunch of football games, right? Whatever they put you on.
Yeah, wherever they send me. I did Fresno State and Nevada last night. So, yeah.
Dude, how about your travel schedule? I can't believe you're even here or awake.
Game was from 6 to like 9. And then, of course, the fourth quarter was the most targeting, review, flag, injury.
Almost missed your flight or
almost
what?
missed. Oh, yeah. The game ended at 9:45. And luckily, our spotter or our statistician, he had a car. So we jumped in the car, ran to the car, sped to the airport. It's only like 8 minutes away, thank goodness. Got to security, and because it's 11 o'clock at night, they're like, you're good. Nobody's really, you got time.
Yeah.
But I still ran. And then, as soon as I got to the gate, they were boarding, changed my clothes right there in the airport. I didn't even run to the bathroom. I just took my shirt off.
Yeah, well, you told me during the break that you flew from Reno, not straight to Minneapolis.
Nope, to Atlanta.
You took the obvious path. Atlanta.
Yep. Got to Atlanta at 5 in the morning.
And then Minneapolis.
Yep. Got to Atlanta at 5 in the morning, boarded at 7:30, and then got to Minneapolis at 9:30 and booked it to the stadium. Was on Vikings Game Day Live on Fox by 10:15, I think, and then went through. And then we did Vikings All Access on Viking socials and watched the game, and now we're here. So I've had 2 hours of sleep, I think, on the plane.
It's always fun to fly further away than where you started.
Yeah, the airlines don't use good math. No. They're not great poker players, I'm guessing.
Thanks to Carboni's for a bunch of food and a bunch of pizza out there. There's still some Carboni's.
I saw that. I saw the pepperoni.
If you're only half awake, why not just eat some pizza from Carboni's?
No.
So thanks to Carboni's. Ron, your Timber Tech turnover of the game.
Well, he was my X Factor and player of the game as well on Fox, and so I'm going to have to go with Harrison Smith. I actually called my shot. I'm going to tweet that out when I get home because I have the video. Somebody from Fox sent it to me. But yeah, I said Harrison Smith is primed. He's due. He was due for an interception, and it came in the biggest moment of the game. He kind of sealed that overtime opportunity and, closed the door.
Right. You could go and do the combo pack with Dantzler, right? The interception.
Correct.
And the strip.
Yep.
But to your point, the Harrison Smith interception was the clincher in a lot of ways. And if you go back and look at that play, Glennon was that DJ Chark?
I think so.
He was open and just airmailed it way over the route, and Harrison was just sitting there.
The announcer or the analyst was saying that's the pressure. That was like seeing ghosts. Like when you get to him enough, kind of force him out the pocket, at that moment, he thought somebody was close, and I think he just tried to get rid of the ball. So that's why you do that.
All right. Braden in Duluth, you're on Vikings Fan Line. Hi, Braden.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I think I've calmed down a little bit since I've been on hold, but I think I feel much the same as Corey, where I kind of felt like it was a loss at the end of that. And it's really just the old school coaching that's getting to me. You could see Kurt was upset on the sideline, a little bit because we're not taking our chances down the field. Do we need to go back to the Randy ratio a little bit with Justin? Or I don't know. I just think, we should never be punting on the other side of the 50. Before halftime, it felt like we sat on it a little bit. And I like what Zimmer does as a defensive coach, but I just feel like he gets flustered in moments that are big moments. And I feel like we shouldn't have even been in that situation at the end of the game. I do appreciate what Ron said about kind of where we ended up, and we were taking some chances, but that was mostly because we didn't trust our kicker anymore. So I'll hang up. All right. And thanks, guys.
Thanks for the call. And I saw Charge on Twitter talking about this too, and he's right. When you're 6 years into a coaching stint, Ron, there's no more like growing pains, right? This is who Zimmer is. So if you don't like his clock management, his game theory, his big time decisions when it matters, that's not going to get better, right? If this was year one, you'd say maybe he's just trying to get his feet set. This is the first time that he's been the guy.
Right.
6 years in, this is what Zimmer is. So you either love it or you don't. But let's go back to Jefferson for a second.
Mm-hmm.
This is how quickly he is ascending, right? We can talk about the stats. We can talk about the touchdowns. I think if I said what I'm about to say 4 weeks ago, it would have been a preposterous statement. Now I don't even think it's even close.
Mm-hmm.
We talked just a handful of weeks ago how when you trade Stephon Diggs and you get a first-round draft pick back, plus a little bit of other stuff. But when you get a first-round pick and you immediately use it on a wide receiver, just like with the Randy Moss, Troy Williamson draft pick, you're always going to be compared to what did you give up and what did you get?
Correct.
Troy Williamson was a disaster. Randy Moss, in my opinion, is the greatest wide receiver in NFL history.
Yes.
So it feels like the worst trade of all time, right?
Yep.
When we were discussing Jefferson's ascent, and you're saying, wow, this kid has the ability pretty quickly to be a top 10, top 15 receiver. Very quickly. He's going to be a legit number one.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, this feels like a really fair trade. I don't think it's preposterous 12 weeks in to say that if I had a championship level team right now, if somebody wanted to argue they'd rather have Jefferson than Diggs, I wouldn't blink twice. I'd say, all right, that's not preposterous anymore.
No,
there's still a lot of GMs that would vote for Diggs. But if you had a championship team today and salary and age and all that stuff was out, just which guy do I need on my team this year to win a title? I think it's close. Yeah. I think it would be pretty split between a healthy Diggs and a healthy Jefferson. So we're already talking about a guy that's a top 5 or 10 receiver. Not a year or two from now. He's already that good where he may be better than Stephon Diggs. And I think there's a fair argument there.
One day, yes, we might be able to say that.
I think, but it's almost now. That's what I'm arguing.
The one thing
I don't think we're that far off.
We're not that far off. But the one thing, I'll say, to that point, Justin Jefferson right now, and we didn't count this game, he added another one, had 17 plays of 20-plus yards, 17 receptions of 20-plus yards. He had 3 of 40-plus. He had another 41 a day. Stephon Diggs at one point was up there. Now Stephon's not too far, 15 and then 3. So they're close. So explosion. You're getting the explosive plays. Dance moves. You're probably getting a little bit better dance moves from Justin Jefferson, but Diggs had his little swag too. The big difference, and he's young, so he hasn't found his voice yet. It was the voice. Stephon Diggs' voice was an asset at times because he would get in Kirk's butt. He would go off when the team needed somebody. He would be a spark. He would throw his helmet to the crowd, which he shouldn't sometimes, but, he would take his helmet off and do things when he was frustrated, slam his helmet when he wanted the ball. So it's kind of like T.O. You take the good with the bad. Jefferson right now, you're getting all good. So, yes, if you had to take the entire person and everything you're getting, yeah, you wouldn't be dumb to argue, I'll take Jefferson over Diggs because you're not getting the volatility right now.
The only difference, I think, is experience.
Yeah,
I think
that was it.
If you're going to make a playoff run, the only thing that I could clearly say that Diggs has the advantage on his experience. Otherwise, I think you're getting everything else.
If Jefferson had played the entire, like from day one, if they were like, if we had preseason, he probably starts out the gate. That's what Randy Moss benefited. He started out the gate. Jefferson didn't play till after the Colts game, really, when BC had that, slant interception. And then they benched him, and then Chad Beebe didn't do anything, and so they're like, "All right, let's give the Rook a chance to see what he got."
This kid's so good,
and he killed it because Diggs waited, I think, 7 or 8 or 9 games even, and then the Lions game he killed it, and then we're like, "Oh wow, this kid's good too."
Catch.
Yep, against the Lions, the out and go. Yep, the out and up, and then it was like, "Whoa, Diggs is good too." So it just depends on when they ascend and when they get the opportunity. But yeah, I would have loved to see Justin Jefferson get 4 preseason games because as a rookie he would have played most of the game until maybe the 3rd or 4th, and they're like, oh wait, okay, this dude's legit. He's gonna be our starter.
I would just love an anonymous GM poll right now saying for the rest of this year,
between
who would you rather have?
Yeah, most GMs
I bet it's close.
Most GMs, depending on who they are, honestly, because a GM's gonna look at what Rick Spielman dealt with, the behind the scenes stuff. They're gonna say Jefferson. Because again, the volatility
you want consistency.
Is it helpful or is it hurtful? Is he going to miss practice or is he going to show up every day? And I think that's where Diggs kind of the rubber met the road. When he did some of that stuff, there was no excuse, and then it was like, well, either we got to fix this and have a come to Jesus kumbaya moment, or we're going to trade you. And they traded him.
More after this. This is Minnesota Vikings Fan Line on KFAN and the Fan Radio Network.
Hey, it's Corey Cove, Power True Morning Show for Dr. Ron Shapiro, the doctor's doctor, and ShapiroMedical.com. So look, when my wife started noticing that my hair was thinning, she looked down the road 20, 30 years and said, let's do something about this. So I did. I went to Dr. Ron Shapiro, and now my hair problems are gone. He's the doctor that literally wrote the textbook that other doctors follow. And he definitely has a hair treatment for you, both surgical and non-surgical. You can find out for free by setting up your free consultation at ShapiroMedical.com.
It's Chris Hockey, the Power Trip Morning Show, just throwing shout-outs everywhere. This one I throw to Terrence in Rosemont. He just solved a huge problem facing so many homeowners right now. He wanted to buy a new home. He was afraid to put his on the market. And we're hearing that from so many people in Minnesota and Wisconsin, everywhere. Chris Lindahl Real Estate's the answer. With the exclusive Guaranteed Offer program, he accepted his guaranteed offer knowing that he could choose his closing date. He took the time he needed to buy his next house, and then he went back and he closed on his home sale. Perfect. Terrence's story is just one of the many situations where Guaranteed Offer completely eliminates the biggest of headaches. That's why it's so popular. The days of cleaning, the days of decluttering, the days of showings, those days are over. And so are the days of not selling your home because you don't know where to go next, or the days of giving it away for a lowball offer because you don't know any better. Feel good about selling your home. Get it done today with ChrisLindahl.com. Apply for the Guaranteed Offer program at ChrisLindahl.com. Chris with a K. That's ChrisLindahl.com.
Skip the mall this holiday season and come to Shane Company, where shopping's safer and easier than ever. To keep everyone safe, we're taking extra precautions, including temperature screenings, mandatory masks, and social distancing. We've also installed a new air purification system with state-of-the-art technology. To make shopping easy for you, we have curated holiday gifts wrapped with a bow and ready to give. This year, one of my favorites is our exclusive star pendant with a natural ice blue sapphire for $165. It's the perfect gift for the star in your life. Another favorite? Our elegant cultured pearl pendant with diamond accents for $465. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com. Open weekdays 9 till 9, Saturday 10 till 8, and Sunday 11 to 5.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need the perfect gift for the NFL fan in your life? Go to NFLshop.com and get their favorite player's jersey, personalized gifts, or next favorite hat. With daily holiday deals and the ultimate gift guide, NFLShop.com has you covered. Shop now for the most up-to-date assortment for all 32 teams, including face coverings. You'll choose from the largest selection of NFL gifts anywhere. NFL Shop is the destination for their favorite team's gear. Head to NFLShop.com today to start checking off your gift list.
Sales are rising quickly, but without another lead baker, Dale's Bakery is going to feel the heat.
Hey, you're baking alone today. I have to handle this order for the restaurant down the street.
Cool, but who's going to handle the pastries?
He needs to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place, right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
Listen live or podcast us anywhere and anytime through the free iHeartRadio app. Download and search KFAN. Just another way to listen to The Fan.
We are rubes like you, and we talk Vikings football every day, too. Join us weekdays 9 to noon. Now back to Vikings football. 1st and 10, Vikings from the 20. Back in the red zone is the best red zone offense in the NFL. Cousins play action. Boots out to the left. He'll pass to the right. There's Jefferson. Touchdown! JJ! A 20-yard connection. Cousins to Jefferson. And the Vikings have taken a 19-16 lead.
All right, so a weird one, right? A couple of missed extra points, a missed field goal. A pick six by Kirk Cousins, a whole bunch of weird mistakes by the Vikings. They had a huge deficit early. They take a pretty sizable lead, an 8-point lead late, but they find a way to win in overtime, 27-24. Justin Jefferson over 100 yards again, over 1,000 yards for the season. He got a touchdown. He's a freak. He's super, super good. Vikings win. All right, your Randy's Electric Spark of the Game. Thanks, Randy's Electric. Spark of the game. Who do you want to give it to?
Oh, Cam Dantzler.
We're
going to give it to Cam Dantzler. That interception, I think, kind of woke one. That's his first career interception, but it felt like the momentum was going Jacksonville's way. It just it felt like there was nothing the Vikings could do to not shoot themselves in the foot. And Cam Dantzler, and I honestly, watching the replay, I thought they were going to say the tight end was down because his knee was on the ground. But I guess they were saying they both caught the ball, or they caught it and kind of both had it, and Dantzler got it away. Yeah, that was a spark. I think that got the defense kind of back up and going and realizing, you know what, we're still in this regardless of all the mistakes.
All right, Nate in Lakeville, you're on Vikings Fan Line. Hi, Nate.
Hello, how you doing?
Fine.
Good. Hey, I kind of have a general question regarding punting. I know it's not real fun and pretty, but I never understand why they kick the ball right down the field, especially when you're trying to pin somebody down, around the 10-yard line. I don't know why you ever kick it down the middle of the field. When I watched Greg Coleman growing up, he was the master at kicking it out at, as far as you could down the field on the sideline. At least you give your team, a chance where they know the guy's only going to be on one half of the field. I would just like to know, why they do that. Honestly, I'd like to ask Coach Zimmer why they allow the kickers to do that, because it just gives them the whole field to play with. So I'll hang up and listen.
All right, thanks for the call. I guess the bigger question for me, not just the specifics, of punting down the middle. We had another weird special teams day, right? With the 2 missed extra points, the other Dan Bailey miss.
Yep.
Man, can you imagine the post-game meeting between Marwan Malouf and Mike Zimmer yet again?
It's getting worse and worse.
It is getting worse. And I get it. We talked about this a week or two ago.
There's only so long you can defend your players.
Does Marwan Malouf drop the punt a week ago when Chad Beebe dropped it? No. Right? But that's the life of a special teams
KJ
coach,
Osborne was 1 inch from losing that ball.
Right, but the point is if that's how special teams coaching works. If your team is awesome, did you catch the punts when they're awesome? No. So you get credit for your team playing well. If your team consistently makes big mistakes, even if it's not your fault, even if you've coached them up all you can do, and they just keep screwing up, it still falls on you. So even though they won, it was another bad special teams week. And I think that if Marwan, I'm not calling for his job. I don't care. I just can't believe that Zimmer's going to bring him back next year.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like, what is the special teams coach's job? Like, is he making mistakes at situations? Like the guy saying, should he be teaching the punters to coffin corner that thing and try to kick it towards the sideline and the sideline becomes a second defender? Maybe. I mean, there hasn't been a punt return. Like, there hasn't been a ton of punt returns where you're like, oh my God, they almost returned that for a touchdown. It hasn't been an absolute gong show for the coverage, I guess I'll say. The gong show was the other stuff, the snapper, which he did pull the trigger and got rid of him. Austin Cutting, which sucks, but, had one bad week. And, they're like, hey, look, dude, we don't have time. Like, I get you're a rookie, but he's done that. Look at Daniel Carlson, or second year. But look at Daniel Carlson, same thing. Didn't really give him time.
3 games in, right?
Yeah, and now he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's that's been Mike Zimmer, and they keep saying, do you bring in a kicking guru? Do you bring in a true special teams guy, like a former kicker or something, to be on staff? I don't know. Like, I don't know that answer, because that's every kickers and snappers, and they're weird. They live in their own little world. They're in their own little bubble of practice. They're in their own little meeting room. Like, it's just 3 of them and another dude in there with a film study. Like, how do you study? You know what I mean? Like, what are you studying? Where to kick the field goal?
Don't know.
So it's so weird to me when you try to put too much of this on the coach. Like, at some point, you just say, go out there and do it. They can't do it. Then you got to go scout. And now it's up to him to go to his scouts and say, hey, look, I need you guys to scout me a legit snapper, or like, who's the best college football kick returner, because we need to get him as our receiver and punt returner, like in the 3rd round. So I think that's the next step of this, because I don't think they actively looked for like a Devin Hester or a Cordero Patterson this year. It was just like, all right, we'll draft this guy in the 5th, 6th round, and then we'll see who's our kick returner.
I still think your point's a good one, though. It's, you have a quarterbacks coach that specifically knows how to train quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
When you have a special teams coach that knows X's and O's, but maybe isn't a specific coach of snapping or holding or punting or kicking, if you're a kicker with the yips, or a snapper with the yips, like it sounds like Austin Cutting maybe was, how do you get better if the guy that's coaching you isn't an expert on what he's trying to get you to fix, right? That would be like, a pro golfer getting really bad advice from a guy who's never swung a golf club.
True.
It's, well, I'm an expert on caddying, though. Well, okay, but have you ever swung a club?
Right.
I'm a little surprised they don't have a specialist for each specialist, but whatever.
Correct.
But they don't have game theory coaches either. So
but they could. I mean, and that's
How
the thing.
many
That's
people on
that's
staff can you pay?
That's a coach. You can pay. There's no salary cap for coaches.
Right, but at some point, the Wolves are going to say, we got too many coaches. We can't have one coach per player. Let's figure it out on our own.
The Jets, when Rex Ryan got there, I think had 26
assistants.
Coaches. Yes. He had all his friends and all the people he knew. Dennis Thurman, who was with the Ravens when he was there, and he bought all those guys with him. And so that's what he did. I mean, it didn't work out because his quarterback was trash, but
now he's doing Sunday NFL Countdown.
Exactly.
Yelling about Ryan Fitzpatrick and Jalen Hurts. What is your builders and remodelers? What to build on? What can the Vikings build on thanks to builders and remodelers?
Yeah, so Kirk Cousins did a good job targeting additional receivers, but it's top heavy. He has to spread those targets around as if Adam Thielen's not there. He did a great job last week of reading and just getting it to the open guy. Today, it felt like there was times where it was still forced to Adam Thielen, like the out route where it almost got picked off on 3rd down. If he just sits in the pocket and looks backside, Chad Beebe is the guy to go to, because he had the way the coverage and the leverage was. He could have checked out of that and gave Beebe like a choice route where he goes in, boom, stutters, and goes back to the sideline. And we've seen Beebe do that for a 1st down, catch it maybe a yard short, and then dive out of bounds. So he's got to work on that, where when he has Adam Thielen, because if they do make the playoffs and they go, and I say deep, but if they make the playoffs, and even these next couple of games, he's going to have to find somebody else, because a smart team and Bruce Arians, and we know what he's capable of doing with that older staff he has, they're going to try to take Adam Thielen out the game, or just, they're going to take one out, and they're going to say, you got to beat us with somebody else. And so they got to build on that. Who else can I target? And Irv Smith, I think that's a big piece missing. And so maybe they get him back at some point.
Vikes win in overtime. More of Vikings Fan Line with Ron Johnson, and I'm Corey Coe from the Power 2 Morning Show. After this is Minnesota Vikings Fan Line on KFAN and the Fan Radio Network.
What's happening, sports fans? Meat Sauce here from my favorite place in the whole wide world. That, of course, is Youngstead's. They have 14 locations and we're here with my main man, Ian Youngstead, to tell you about some unbelievable deals they have.
Yeah, Saucy. Right now, from December 7th through the 19th, you can save up to $250 on tires. $150 rebate on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires, and a $100 Youngsteads gift card on any set of 4 tires.
That's an amazing deal. Give me that slogan.
Our family taking care of your family since 1971.
Youngsteads.com.
The men and women of Liuna and all the union construction trades should be lauded post haste for the great work you do out there to improve our most important infrastructure in our state. You are the ones who improve roads and transportation, bring clean water and energy into our homes, and have built great venues for all of our college and professional sports teams. And you build with highest regard for safety in mind. Thank you, Liuna, for all you do, making life better for all of us. It's Paul Allen. Know what the legendary Purple People Eaters and TimberTech decking have in common? A dominating defense. TimberTech has the durability to hold up against Minnesota weather for decades. Not only will it not rot, warp, or splinter like conventional wood, it looks more like wood than any composite brand. And with up to a 50-year warranty, you're protected season after season. Start designing the deck you've always wanted at timbertech.com. Better tech, better deck. TimberTech, go against the grain.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place, right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
News Nation has the stories.
The mission of our storytelling is to bring you balance, not bias.
News Nation is your news. Every hour in prime time, every night at 8, 7 Central on WGN America. Check your cable or satellite listings.
If there's one thing everybody really needs right now, it's reliable home internet. But no one needs any of the hassles that usually come along with it. That's why T-Mobile is bringing you a new choice for high-speed home internet without annual service contracts or data caps. With T-Mobile home internet, you get a fast and reliable connection for just $50 a month with autopay, with no hidden fees and no price hikes. That's right, just $50 a month. That's all it takes for you to get back to work or school or your favorite show, so you can do what you need to online. And get this, T-Mobile home internet is super simple to set up. You can have it up and running in minutes. Plus, we offer 24/7 live technical support, so you can chat with a real person if you need anything. What are you waiting for, Minnesota? Get hassle-free home internet from T-Mobile today. Sign up at T-Mobile.com/home internet. That's T-Mobile.com/home internet.
During congestion, home internet customers may notice speeds lower than other customers due to data prioritization. Coverage not available in all areas. Qualifying account and credit required. Sales tax and regulatory fees included in monthly price for eligible accounts. $5 more per month without autopay. See rep for details.
Amazon Eero replaces your router and upgrades your connection with a wireless mesh network so you can get fast, reliable Wi-Fi in every part of your home. Get 30% off select Eero systems now, U.S. and Canada only, while supplies last. Offer ends December 21st. Visit Eero.com, EERO.com for more details.
These lakes hold a lot of stories, and all of them get better every time they're told. Because you've got 40-inch gators out there, giant lakers, crappies, sunnies, and walleye. So many walleye. So get ready with the best from clam, otter, vexillar, hummingbird, garmin, 13 fishing, and many more. The Shields Ice Fishing Sale runs now through December 13th. In-store and online at shields.com. The ice is calling.
This is The Fan. The Fan. Your home for all things purple.
Caught! Yes!
FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
3rd and 8. Glennon back to pass. Fires over the middle. Intercepted by the Pickman. Harry the Hitman, the Pickman, has turned over the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is his team-leading 4th interception this season, and he has 27 in his career. And with 7:13 to go in overtime, the Vikings are in Jags territory. We got to close on this thing right now.
Vikes win over the Jags in overtime, 27-24. I'm Corey Cove. That's Ron Johnson. A couple more segments of us before we toss it over to the guys on Vikings overtime. So another hour and change till the Vikings coverage here on the Fam. Ron, your hardest working player of the game, thanks to our friends at Liuna.
Yeah, the young rookie.
Working player of the game.
120 yards, Justin Jefferson, breaking records, 40-yard bombs. But I think like the corner route for the touchdown just showed how much he's grown. He didn't rush it. He stemmed the guy inside, took the time to set him up, gave him the head and the nod, and then was able to stick one foot in the ground, no wasted steps, got back to the corner. And he's Kirk can count on him. And I think that's the other key. Kirk's willing to throw up 50-50 balls and let him make a play. So he's earned it.
Yeah, one of the all-time stats, right? We talked about it earlier, but he's now one of 5 rookie receivers ever to have over 1,000 yards in your first 12 games.
Yeah, I saw that, like Anquan Bolton and I forgot the names, but it was some good names up there.
Colston, I think.
Yeah, Marcus Colston, Anquan Bolton. Yeah, I heard Moss say it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Moss one of them too, I forget.
I think Moss has.
But even so, Jefferson's the 5th ever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Super crazy. All right, back to the phone lines we go. Let's try Matt in Shakopee. Hi, Matt.
Gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. 2 things really quick. First thing, I want to thank Corey for the Initials game, which I bought at initialsgame.com.
I'm glad that came up organically.
Brilliant. The reason I bring that up is because my 2 best friends and I have a podcast called Twist. It's the Week in Sports Talk. We play Initials game each week, and it's one of the best bits that we do. So thank you for that, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Second, Ron, my big question is, why do you feel like, in your opinion, the Vikings continue to play down to the levels of their opponents, especially when it's the bad opponents? I'll hang up and listen.
Awesome. Can't wait to send you a cease and desist.
From using your game on his show?
Right, I'm just kidding. Just promote it.
Copyright that. But no, I did say that it's tough. Like I said, the ghost of games past, for some reason, it's bit them all season. Dallas, you look at the Falcons, and then today, the Jags, the Panthers. Like it's I don't know what it is, but you also can say injury. You can say COVID. You can say people missing. You can say quick change and schedule on, middle of the week, the policy change. We got to wear masks on the sideline until we're on the field. It's a lot going on. So mentally, the good thing is they're playing a really good team in Tom Brady. And just like when they played the Seahawks, if they can take a mental mindset of going down to Tampa and saying, hey, this is one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. We have to be on our P's and Q's. We cannot show him any coverage keys. And then this thing that sucks is if they can't get Eric Kendricks back, because Kendricks would have been a good guy to neutralize Gronk. Gronk's not who he was, but he's still big.
Red zone target.
Correct. And that's why I think the strength. So the speed used to be a problem where it was like a linebacker on Gronk is a mismatch. Now it's more strength. So if you have a guy like Kendricks who can run and strong at this stage of Gronk's career, I think Kendricks had a really good shot of kind of, and he hasn't done anything, but, at least not even worrying about like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. Just let him do that. And then let Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris help out with Mike Evans.
Right. To get into the postseason, you probably have to win 3 out of 4, right?
Yep.
And you're facing 2 playoff teams because the Saints.
And you can go 2-2 though. You can go 2-2 because the Rams and the Cardinals play twice.
Right. You probably have to win 3 though. 8-8 might sneak you in because it's that weird 7.
And the Rams are up right now, 17-14. McVay has never lost to the Rams in the last 6 games since 2017. So, and he's put up 30+ points every time he's played the Cardinals. So.
Right.
You
have 2 out of the 4 games remaining against playoff teams. The Bucs aren't officially in yet, but they're going to make it. And the Saints are officially in. They are the first official team to clinch a playoff spot this year in the NFL. That includes the 11-0 Steelers, who have played tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, the AFC is so loaded. Yeah,
right. So the Saints are officially in. They are 10-2 after they held on to win today, 21-16 over Atlanta, who looked awful. But the Saints played.
And the Vikings, you look at the history of the Vikings Saints the last couple of years, they can beat them, especially down there on Christmas. And if Drew Brees comes back, he's going to be rusty. If he doesn't, Taysom Hill, Mike Zimmer knows how to confuse quarterbacks like that, guys that aren't really good at throwing. And again, it goes back to Kendricks though. Like which game do you waste him? Do you try to get this calf back for this Bucs, or do you say let's load up for the Saints
or for the Bears, right?
Or the Bears, because you have to win that one. Yeah. And you got Mitchell Trubisky coming to town, and he can run.
Yeah, but I said this 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I think the Vikes would have lost to a Mitch Trubisky team because Foles was so immobile.
Yeah.
The same thing with Glennon and Minshew today.
Yeah, Glennon can't move.
Man, we're dodging bullets because
can't
coaches
run out of
are
sight
making
in 2
weird
days.
decisions.
Yeah.
One final segment of the Fan Line show with Ron Johnson and myself, Corey Coe, before we toss it over to AJ Sauce and Nordo in overtime. Vikings win in overtime, 27-24. This is Minnesota Vikings fan line on KFAN and the Fan Radio Network.
Signs you should. Brought to you by Randy's Electric. The kids are screaming, the electronics aren't working, the phones, the tablet, the laptop, times 3, all plugged into the same circuit. Online school starts at 8. You're the teacher now. Work starts at 9. Nothing is working. The breaker is tripped. This has been a sign you should call Randy's Electric. Get the job done right the first time. Online at randyselectric.com. That's randyselectric.com.
Tired of searching for sports updates in different places? The Xfinity Sports Zone gives you the ultimate sports hub experience, where you can find games, news, and highlights all in one place right on your TV. Follow the teams you love across your favorite sports. You can even use the voice remote to access stats and scores. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, everybody wins. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store for details. Restrictions apply. Requires Xfinity TV service with X1.
These lakes hold a lot of stories, and all of them get better every time they're told. Because you've got 40-inch gators out there, giant lakers, crappie, sunnies, and walleye. So many walleye. So get ready with the best from clam, otter, vexillar, hummingbird, garmin, 13 fishing, and many more. The Shields Ice Fishing Sale runs now through December 13th, in-store and online at shields.com. The ice is calling.
A new year means a new attitude, because it's not if you're going to date again, it's when. The professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch know what it takes to bring the right people together, and nothing gives you a new outlook in a new year like a new relationship. The days of putting your life on hold are over. Visit itsjustlunchtwincities.com or call 612-355-2727 right now and make connection your resolution. It's Just Lunch. Connection awaits with guaranteed dates.
This holiday, get the 5G America's been waiting for, with unlimited plans that fit everyone in your family starting at just $35 per line per month, with 4 lines on Start Unlimited with AutoPay. Plus, you can get the entertainment and gaming they'll love. Switch and save on our best 5G phones, only on Verizon. 5G ultra wideband available only in parts of select cities. 5G nationwide available in 1,800 plus cities, plus taxes and fees. AutoPay and paper-free billing required. Unlimited 4G LTE. In times of congestion, your data may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Only after 50 gigabytes per month on Play More Unlimited, Do More Unlimited, and Get More Unlimited plans. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toyotathon is on.
It sure is. We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
That would be my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and apparently she's still eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
Oh, what was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
And did I mention every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan? Toyotathon is on now. Come in today.
Right now, get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2021 Camry or 2021 RAV4. Head into your local Toyota dealer today or visit Toyota.com for more details. Event ends January 4th. Toyota, let's go places.
0.9% APR financing for 60 months with $1,705 to $1,000 borrowed on approved credit from Toyota Financial Services. Excludes hybrid models. Does not include taxes, license, title registration fees, and dealer fees. Does not include college credit, military rebate. Varies by region. See dealer for details. All friends 1421.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
I love my Charmin Super Mega Golden Shorts. Those last long, it's TP Gold, yeah. Charmin's got 6 rows in one. Lasts forever on my buns. Only super mega when I'm cleaning. Charmin's got my booty believing.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
You're 9 to noon with Paul Allen. Weekday mornings on FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan. Your home for all things purple.
Always hit any sack.
FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
Bailey from 23 to walk off. Snap spot. Bailey. 6th win. The Vikings win 27-24. Bailey walks off a winner for the first time in his kicking career with the Minnesota Vikings.
Final segment for us before we toss it over to overtime. The Vikings win, and they are up to 6-6. Crazy. They've won 5 out of 6 after losing 5 of 6 to start the year. 3 out of their last 4 games on the road, though. So if they're going to win 2 or 3 or 4 and find a way into the postseason, they're going to have to do it mostly on the road. If you care, the Green Bay Packers currently up 20-3 against the awful Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts actually was in at quarterback the last series. It looks like maybe that's the plan the second half of this game, because this game looks like it's going to be over. So the Packers on their way to their 9th victory of the season. Ron, your crucial choice of the game, thanks to our friends at Choice Bank.
Yeah, it was almost a choice that didn't happen, but, Zimmer deciding to take the kicker off the field, bring the running back and the offense back on the field. They were going to try to end the game like everybody wanted them to do in Seattle, and then have a play, then Dakota Dozier happens. And so then they end up having to kick the field goal anyway. Dan Bailey wins it, so all is not lost. But I think that was a crucial call, because Zimmer, I think, was 2 ways to look at it. 1, he's showing faith in his offense. 2, he's showing no faith in his kicker. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, a weird one.
Yeah.
And I know Dan Bailey had a terrible game.
You can't get mad. Yeah, if you're the kicker, you miss 2 extra points.
Right.
You can't get mad.
And if he misses that, I don't even
Blair
know if
Walsh
you can
missed a chip shot like that against Seattle. So I think Zimmer has
He's also minus 90 out.
PTSD.
Slightly different than indoors at US Bank Stadium. But if you put Dan Bailey in that spot and he misses the equivalent of a 20-yard field goal, I have a hard time blaming Zim for that.
It's like angels in the outfield. You never know what could happen with that ball.
Crazy. Right. All right, one final call for us, and then everybody else can be on overtime. Let's go to Andrew in Bismarck. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Sounds great.
All right. I just have a couple of things. I guess I thought I didn't see the first half, but I thought that Cousins did a really good job of responding after that pick 6. And, I guess I wish the Vikings would stop giving me heart murmurs at the end of every game. But I also think that Harrison Smith, he continues to play lights out every week. And I guess if Kendricks is out for the rest of the season, I don't know. With Harrison back there, it's, anything can happen, I guess. I'll hang up.
All right, thanks for the call. Interesting. Hey, the Kirk Cousins pick 6. Let's end on this.
Yeah,
Ron. It appeared that Dalvin wasn't ready for it. Was that Kirk being rushed and just getting rid of it too early, or was Dalvin supposed to be paying attention and didn't turn back to the ball?
Well, the problem is you have to look at the offensive line, and I haven't seen, because like the replay, you can't see every single guy. And so that's what I'm going to try to rewatch it on the coach's film and see if it shows something. But either Kirk's cadence was too fast, because like maybe it was supposed to be like a delay screen, so it should have taken longer. And then Kirk just rushed it because he had guys in his face. But I don't know. It was like half the linemen didn't really move. It was weird.
Dalvin never turned back.
And Dalvin never.
Great play by the defender, but it just looked like if Dalvin was ready for the ball,
correct. But if it's a delayed screen, then it could be like go up and then drift off to your left. So it's like play action, make them think it's a deep shot, and then come back to the screen. And so, that's the only thing I could think of. But see, at some point, what Kirk should have done was throw the ball at his feet. Like when you see quarterbacks like Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers, when they're trying to run a screen and it's absolutely blown up, you just throw it at the foot of the running back. Like you don't throw it so it can be picked off.
Gotcha.
And that's, I think, was just a mental error on Kirk's part.
AJ saying post-game interviews made it sound like they were maybe each running a different play. So maybe they'll get into that in overtime, which is exactly what we can throw
That's
to
what
now.
I think.
The Vikings won 27-24 in overtime against the just awful Jacksonville Jaguars, who have now lost just 11 straight football games.
Nothing wrong with that.
Winning their season opener.
They are the best one-win team in the football.
Yeah, well, they almost were the second one-win team in football, because the Jets almost won and really would have had the Trevor Lawrence tank fest betting game on with 4 games to go, right? It would have been very, very close. All right, AJ, Sauce, and Nordo are next for Vikings Overtime. I'm back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9 with the Power Trip Morning Show. Ben Lieber will join at 7 o'clock. We'll get his take on a very frustrating win over the Jags, but a win nonetheless at Tampa Bay and Tom Brady next week. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Go get some sleep, dude.
I'm going to try to.
Damn. By the way, I looked it up. the Reno flight from Minneapolis, 2 hours and 50 minutes. To Atlanta, it's 2:36. So you basically flew to Atlanta to get the exact same flight.
I know there's no direct flight from Reno. It's Vegas has the direct flight, not Reno.
This was Minnesota Vikings Fan Line on KFAN and the Fan Radio Network.